Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is November 7th, I'm pretty sure. It is Saturday. This is 1 p.m. Eastern, which means it is time for the Visionary Founders, not quite a full hour. My name is Joe, and joining me here this morning is going to be Doug Wellens and Greg Chambers, two of the co-founders of the executive team here in the Traffic Authority. I do want to welcome a worldwide audience that's joining us both live here on our radio broadcast at radioleverage.com. And I know there are a bunch of you guys who have dialed into our conference bridge. If you want to always dial into the bridge, that's 914-338-0631. Today it's just going to be Doug and Greg. Okay, so for those of you guys who are normally used to pressing one on the keypad of your telephone and jumping out and engaging in the conversation, I'm going to ask you to stand down and hang on until Monday as we come together again at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday for our regular Monday through Friday traffic report. In the meantime, what I want to do before I get Doug and Greg out here, I want to give you guys just a couple of things, bring you into the mix here, let you know what's going on. All right, here we go. As I said, my name is Joe, and what I do here is I'm the Chief Communications Director of the Traffic Authority. And one of the cool things I get to do every single day, in addition to communicating with every single one of you and being in the mix and feeling the heartbeat, is I also have an opportunity to work behind the scenes and see some of the other things that go on here. For example, I'll let you guys know we're right there. I think it's 19,000 members on our Facebook page, and I have the ability to interact and exchange ideas and talk to people every single day on the page, and how remarkable and how cool that is. Also, I have an opportunity to do a couple of other things. I get to sit in and hear some of the things that go on behind the scenes and some of the plan and the things that the boys are going to be doing in the future with regards to growth and maintaining equilibrium and all of these things. Hold on one second, gentlemen. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First thing I do is want to just give you guys a little bit of housekeeping, okay? Then we're going to get Greg and Doug out here. The first thing I want to do is let you know that there is a support desk that is available to you. If you're just getting started, you're brand new, you have a question, maybe something isn't going exactly as the way that you think it should be going, we have a support desk. And right now the support desk is just remarkable. Okay, the support desk is doing a great job. The turnaround times are usually 24 to 48 hours, so be patient. If you do have a question, you can also take a look at the frequently asked questions section. There's some stuff back there. There's a little bit of information back there. And also the other thing is this. Here's what we have found. What we have found is that when you take the time to go through the videos, there's so much video content back there. I mean, you really will be a ninja by the time you are done with going through all the video contact, okay? All the video information back there. So if you go through all of the videos, if you're just getting started with your business, make sure that you're going through all of the video content, because by and large, any question that you may have is going to be answered right there in the videos. That's what we have found over time. So make sure that you're taking your business seriously, right? Make sure that you're doing your due diligence. Make sure that you are going through all of those videos and getting yourself acquainted with all of the functions and all of the cool stuff that's available to you there. For real. You know, one of our top income earners recently said on a webinar that he tells his people that they have to watch those videos, every single one of them, 7 times. You know, like that's in the getting started list, okay? What do you do when you first get started in the business? I know that many of you want to leapfrog to the big dollars and you want to see those checks come in. And for many people, they come in really, really quickly. That money is flowing every single day. And every single Friday, people are getting their money. And I know many of you want to just leapfrog, right? Just show me how to make the money. Forget all that video. I'll catch up to all that training later. Well, here's what you really have to do is just slow down a little bit and treat this like a serious business and make sure that you understand everything that's going on. Make sure that you understand everything that's available to you so you really have the tools. I compare it to like, the guys who fix cars, right? Let's think about it in this term, right? I mean, if you take your car to a guy and he's going to fix your car, don't you want that individual to know everything about it before you have him go underneath the hood of your? And in a moment, I'm going to talk about cars. I'm going to talk about their car program. But I want you to consider, if you're going to have somebody work on your car, and before they open up the hood, you want to make sure that they understand everything that's going on before they get in there with a wrench. Same thing, if you're going to the dentist, don't you want the dentist who's going to work on your teeth to go through the entire school and go through the whole process and get the education before you allow that person to start digging around in your mouth? Well, kind of the same thing here. I would humbly suggest that this is a serious business that pays really big dollars when you truly understand how to operate the machine. So before you go jumping and trying to get to the finish line and start making the money, because the money is there, the low-hanging fruit is there waiting for you, make sure that you understand exactly how this machine works. So you go through all of those videos and make sure that you go through all of that training material. And I share this with you guys this morning. I know that many of you have been around the neighborhood here, been with us for several months, but I know that we have hundreds of people who are now joining us every single day. And for the benefit of those of you who see what's going on the internet, you see that we are the #1 ranked company, according to MLMrankings.com, the #1 trending company in the world. I know that many of you are like, okay, all right, some of you were waiting in the wings, right? You've been hanging around saying, okay, I'm going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see what happens with the traffic authority. I'm going to hold off and I'm going to see. And now all of a sudden, boom, we're here. And we're growing, and more people are making money, and we're being recognized by the entire world. And I know many of you just want to leapfrog right past that training and get to the money. Well, just simmer down and go through all of the training, because that's where you're going to really, really understand. And any question that you have is answered there. Routinely I get hit up by people on Facebook. Joe, I got to talk to you right away. Call me. Get a hold of me, please. Here's my number. And occasionally I will follow up, and I'll talk to people. And what they're asking me for is, how do I really make this thing sizzle without having to go through all of this video? There is one thing, though. There is a fast start training in there in the members area, in the resellers area. There is a video in there. It's a series of tools that we used way back on August 5th, before we had any of that really cool finish stuff there. It was really showed people how to just get out there, send some emails. How do you really post on Facebook? How do you, invite people? How do you communicate with people in private messages? There is a fast start training in there that will jumpstart your business. But we find that the questions that come up over and over again have already been answered in the frequently asked questions. And then if you have to send in a support ticket, just send in one support ticket, just one, okay? One support ticket is enough, because they're getting to them. The support desk is a 24, 48-hour turnaround right now. Also, for those of you who are listening today for the very first time, I want to remind you that we do have a radio show that runs every day. I've already mentioned it, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at radioleverage.com. You're listening right now. Every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we come together. And that's a great opportunity to hear from other people in the community. You'll get some training. You'll get a couple of ideas. We're going to point you in the direction that's going to get you some microwave results. But then we open it up. And after the training part, we open it up and we hear from people all over the world who are having results. And they share a little bit of insight, and they will share a little bit of what's going on and maybe a little wrinkle that's working for them. It is an amazing place to come. Sometimes we're there for an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours. It's kind of like a hangout. But here's the really cool thing. Here's what we find is that people who go there and plug in the morning seem to have the most results. Because as you're sitting there listening and you're waiting for your turn to come out and share your enthusiasm or ask your question, that's the prime opportunity for you to be sending your emails and posting on Facebook and doing all the things that you have to do in order to have results. So make sure that you show up for the radio show. Also, webinars. We rely heavily on webinars. Now, last Tuesday, we had a webinar, and what we did was introduce the bonus car program. It's actually New Leadership Ranking, and that webinar is currently running right now. You can hear it. You can visit that webinar right now today. It is currently running at Traffic Web Live, trafficweblive.net. That webinar is there, and in a moment I'm going to talk about what we learned on that webinar. I'm going to quickly go over some of the really, really cool things that were introduced on that webinar. And in addition to that, we also have a webinar that runs on Thursday. Now, this past Thursday, and that webinar is still running. It is still running right now, and you can get there by going to, you ready? topsecretmeeting.net / your username. Your username. Now, if you're listening right now and you don't have a username, get to the person who invited you here, and they will make sure that they get you to that website. Okay, make sure that you get credit there. Make sure that that individual who invited you gets credit. That's the way we roll here. Everybody who does the work gets the credit. But the webinar is still there. topsecretmeeting.net / your username. Now, I want to tell you that that webinar has gotten such huge response. It really is amazing. We're going to make that available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because so many people actually crushed it. A ton of money was made on that webinar. Use these tools, okay? Now, before I bring out Doug and Greg, quickly what I want to do is just share with you guys what was introduced this last week, okay? What was introduced this last week is it's leadership ranks and bonuses, okay? And this document that actually shows all of these leadership ranks and bonuses was sent to you guys in an email, and it was also posted on our Facebook page, our VIP page, and we'll make sure that we get there and post it again so you guys will have access to this. Additionally, there is right now a team of guys who are building some really cool stuff in the member back office that is going to actually integrate this ranking system with your activity. So you will know exactly where you stand on any given day regarding rank and where you stand as far as the other people in the company. It's very, very cool stuff. But basically, here's the philosophy, right, is the Traffic Authority wants to reward people for the work that they do. You know, in most companies, and even here in Traffic Authority, I know that some of you, if you're brand spanking new, you take a look and you're like, man, you know, some of these guys, I see these names, Vincent, and I see this guy, Mac, and I see this guy, you know, Devon, and how am I ever going to compete with these guys and win prizes? Well, you know, we have got a different idea on how we can reward people for doing simple things. For those of you that were here with us in the month of October, you know that we gave away $20,000 in prizes and cash in our Halloween contest. And people were rewarded for doing the thing. The quote, the thing, what is the thing? The thing is showing up. The thing is going through all the training videos. The thing is participating in, you know, like the Facebook page, posting on Facebook. The thing is showing up to the radio show every single day. The thing is inviting people to the webinars. The thing is shooting a video and posting it on Facebook. And during the Halloween contest, every single person who did those things were assigned points. They got rewards. They got points. It worked remarkably. I think it is one of the tipping points that pushed us to the top of the world. Our company is, during the ranking period, when this company, MLMrankings.com, they go in and they do, you know, they look at data, our company increased 799% in the period that they analyzed the data. We were 730% stronger than the company in second place. And I believe a lot of that has to do with each and every one of us pulling in the same direction and posting and doing the thing. So along those lines, you know, the company here, the Traffic Authority, wants to reward people for accomplishing, you know, the tasks that are going to bring you the greatest reward. So we introduced this leadership ranks and bonuses. And the leadership ranks, they're very, very simple. You guys understand that there's something here called 3-star qualification. And let me quickly break it down for you, okay, very, very quickly. What does that really mean, 3-star qualification? Well, really, when you take a look at our compensation plan, there are really 3 elements to the compensation plan. You can write this down if you want to. 3. There's 3. There's Traffic Optimizer. That's a $47 program per month. And Traffic Optimizer includes a reseller license and a suite of tools that are awesome. Very, very good tools. If you're running an online business, if you're operating in the very, very serious traffic arena, which you should be and you will be, you have to have those Traffic Optimizer tools. Those optimizer tools give you things like, you know, split testers and drop-in timers and rotators and all this really, really cool stuff that will really benefit you at some point very, very soon. Now, Traffic Optimizer, if you understand our compensation plan, the Traffic Optimizer has a $47 price tag, and of the $47, $20 is being paid out in commission. Okay? So every single time that you enroll somebody in your business and they become a Traffic Optimizer member for $47, $20 is going to be paid out in commission. Now, in this case, we'll talk about, you're enrolling people. Okay? When somebody signs up underneath you, well, let's talk about you. How are you going to get qualified? So let's take it to you. So you become a member. It's $47, and you get out there and you get busy. You buy traffic. You start talking to people, and people see what's going on. They pay attention to social media. They say this company is, whoa, this is the number one company in the world. I better get on the bandwagon before it leaves. So people start coming into your business, especially if you're buying our high-quality, top-tier traffic. You're buying traffic and people are coming through our sales funnels, which are remarkable, all included, with your $47, killer sales funnels. Now, as people start joining you in business, when somebody joins you and they buy a Traffic Optimizer package for $47, what happens is that $20 that you receive is going to be split 50-50 with your enroller. Now, the person who enrolls you, they've got a vested interest in your success because they're going to make 10 of those $20 that's available to you right out of the gate. Now, when you have 6 people who purchase the Traffic Optimizer from you, you have made $60, okay, because you're making $10 on each one, and your sponsor is making $60. But once you've made 6 of those sales, the 7th sale that you make in every single one moving forward, you will make 80%, and your sponsor will get 20%. That's $16 for you and $4 for your sponsor, ongoing. Okay, and now you're a 3-star. You're a 1-star because you have made 6 Traffic Optimizer sales. So now you're a 1-star. As a 1-star, you get recognition. You'll get recognition on the website, and you will receive in the mail a lapel pin, a star pin, a 1-star pin. Now, the next level here is the Traffic Academy, and this is really what's important to you guys, right? I'm telling you, the Traffic Academy is where it really gets good because that's where you will learn tools and techniques and things that you have to have if you want to survive, compete, and prosper in the internet realm, okay? And so, for example, right now under the Traffic Academy, it's $97 a month. Right now, you currently have available to you a $297 product. It's an email boot camp written by a guy who absolutely knows how to print money on the internet because his email is so good. He knows how to write, when to send, how to tell stories. He teaches you how to do that. So as a member of the Traffic Academy, you have access to that training. We're introducing this Tuesday a young woman who's an Instagram specialist. We've got a LinkedIn specialist lined up. We've got some really, really cool things there. But here's what happens next. The Traffic Academy is a $97 per month program. And of that $97, $50 is paid out. $50 is paid out in commission. So on the first 6 sales that you make of the Traffic Academy, there's an additional $25, right? Because it's a 50-50 split. Your first 6 sales, you will split 50-50. So you make $25, and what happens then is your sponsor makes $25. And so that your sponsor is excited to work with you, take 3-way calls, all of those things. Once you've achieved those six sales of the Traffic Academy, you've got those 6 out of the way, you are now a 2-star. Now you're recognized by the company as somebody who is a 2-star because of the 3 products, Traffic Optimizer, Traffic Academy, and Traffic, you have now made your required 6 sales to become a 2-star. Are you guys following me? And the other cool thing is once you make that 6 sales, you now get, beginning with your 7th sale, you're going to be making 80% of that $50, and your sponsor is going to be making 10% or 20%. So you'll be making 40, and your sponsor will be making $10 in perpetuity, right? Every single sale, it's ongoing. You never pass up a sale. You just split the commissions. You split the commissions, and it's very, very cool. Now, the next thing you want to, and when you become a 2-star, okay, a 2-star means you've got your 6 sales of Traffic Optimizer, your 6 sales of Traffic Academy knocked out. Now you get a 2-star pin, and you get a Traffic Authority leather journal. Now, when you watch the webinar that I just mentioned, the thing that happened this last week, trafficweblive.net, Adam Whiting goes into detail on not only rewarding yourself when you achieve cool things, but the concept of journaling, why it's so important that you track your progress, commit to writing, and journal about your experience. So because it is such an important thing, and we'll talk more about this moving forward on our trainings, we're going to give you a journal. Okay, it's really cool. It's branded. It's got the traffic authority information on there. It'll come to you in the mail, and now you've got a journal. And now you take it with you, and you tell your story, and you see stuff going on in the world, and you make notes. It's a very, very cool piece. Now, the next step is traffic. Traffic is kind of like, if you listen to our radio shows and you visit us on our webinars, we don't really talk that much about the traffic. But the traffic is where the real piece is, right? You've got the optimizer, you got the academy, now the traffic. What is traffic? We'll use the number 1,000. That's a gold package. For those of you who are wondering, what is traffic? Traffic is actually people seeing website. Now, when you buy traffic from the traffic authority, you tell the traffic authority where you want the traffic to go. You see, traffic authority is really, what we do is we send email, millions of emails we're sending to people who we know have open eyes, open hearts, open pocketbooks, and they're looking for change. We know who they are. That's our business. In a moment, I'm going to introduce Greg Chambers. That's his core competency. He's been doing that since before the internet. That's why the leadership is so cool. We're in such good hands here, right? But so traffic is actually eyeballs on a website. Right now, according to the Direct Selling Association, here in North America, there are 18 million people operating a home-based business on the internet. Every single one of them, including me, including Greg Chambers, the co-founder, Doug Wellens, the co-founder, every single one of us crave more traffic. Even we, Traffic Authority, are looking for more, better quality, higher converting traffic. That's something we all have in common. This is why our business model is so cool, because we've got a product that 18 million people will buy today if they know about it. And so here's what happens then. Okay, so that's what traffic is. Traffic is eyeballs on a website. And when you buy traffic, what you're actually buying is eyeballs on your website. Now, you may be in another program. You might be in a blogging program or essential oils or weight loss, and that may be your primary way of making money. And you have to have eyeballs on those websites, don't you? And so you tell Traffic Authority where you want the traffic to go. What website do you want the eyeballs to visit? What do you want people to see? Now, we have big results here because so many people are promoting the Traffic Authority as a business opportunity. And our funnels that promote the Traffic Authority are second to none. I would put them up against anything out there in the world. Our creative team really knows what they're doing. So here's the deal. Let's use the number 1,000. When you buy a gold package, okay, a gold package, it's $1,000. A gold package is $1,000, and when you buy a gold package, you are guaranteed to get about 1,000 clicks, give or take. Okay, usually you deliver more because that's just the way we roll. But we'll use 1,000, so it's a nice round number. So you send out 1,000, you buy 1,000 clicks. You buy a traffic package, a gold package for $1,000. Now the first thing that happens is that money is split in half. And $500 is paid out in commission. And it's paid out exactly the way that it's paid out in the other two products, right? As a 50-50 split on the first 6 traffic sales, and then it's an 80-20 split on every traffic sale after that. This is where the money gets really big, really fast. The caveat here is that you have to be qualified to receive those commissions. It's a significant detail, and we go into detail on it in the webinars. Okay, but just to keep the conversation simple, $1,000 equals 1,000 clicks. Of the $1,000, $500 is paid out in commission. 50% to you, 50% to your sponsor, and then after that, after you get those first 6 out of the way, then 80% to you and 20% to your sponsor. And the traffic packages begin as low as $200 and go all the way up to $8,000. This is why people are making big money. The goal is to get yourself to that diamond level $8,000 package where you are sharing in $4,000 in commission on every sale. This is why you see people making 6 figures a month here. This is where you see those $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 weeks here. And we're just getting started. But here's the real thing, right? So in the traffic area, you buy $1,000 worth of traffic, a gold traffic package. You get 1,000 clicks based on years of experience. We know that of the 1,000 clicks, you're going to get 250, maybe 300 actual leads. And this is where it gets really, really good, because now you're building your list. Now you have a list of people to continue to communicate with. Now you have a list of names and email addresses and sometimes phone numbers of people who are ready, they are open, and now you have an audience. So what do you do with the audience? What do you do with this list of people that you're building? Well, that's why you have a membership in the Traffic Academy. You learn exactly what to say and when to say it, even to develop your own brand. It's a conversation we'll save for another day. But when you hit that 3-star, when you sell those 6 traffic packages, and there could be a bronze, there could be a gold, there could be 3 basics and a bronze and 2 golds. All you have to do is move 6 traffic packages, and now you're a 3-star. You've sold 6 traffic optimizers, 6 traffic academies, and 6 traffic packages. Now, all of that could be to the same 6 people. And it usually is, because people see this, they come in, they say, okay, I'm all in and I got to get some traffic. But when that happens, when you're a 3-star, now you get an engraved silver pen. It's a beautiful ink pen. It's something that, it's like your pen. This is the pen that you use to journal with. This is the pen that you use to commit to yourself with. This is where you take your notes. It's beautiful. It's engraved. It's silver. It's got the traffic authority logos on it. And then this is where it gets really, really good, okay? Now, by the time you get to 3-star, you're seeing some money. And if you take a look at the member back office, you're going to see that there are people who are making significant money here. Well, when you make $5,000 in a month, $5,000 monthly commission as a 3-star, you are now something called a silver star. A silver star gets a lapel pin, and they get a check, a bonus equal to $300 car payment. It's a car bonus. It's a $300 payment. Now, here's the cool thing. And a $300 car payment will get you, according to the current value, it will get you a 2016 BMW 320i. But here's the philosophy of the Traffic Authority. And this is what makes us different from any other company that you may have seen that has a car program. Okay, in Traffic Authority, we honor who you are and where you are in life. There are other companies that have car programs. I remember not long ago there was a company, it was a weight loss company. I think it was BMWs. And if you were in the car program, you had to get a BMW. Even if you were a single parent with 5 kids, you had to get a BMW if you wanted a car. There's another company I know of that has Mercedes. Everyone knows of Mary Kay and the pink Cadillacs. Here at the Traffic Authority, we will make a car payment to you as long as the car is 2010 or newer. Okay, so if you already have the car, you may even own the car already. It's up to you. But all you have to have is a 2010 or newer car that is in decent condition, because we're going to ask you to shoot a video and talk about your experience and the car payment that has been made for you, right? And all it takes is $5,000 a month to get that done. You have to be a 3-star with $5,000 a month in earnings. The other day when this was introduced on the webinar, I was really excited because during the webinar, somebody was posting on Facebook this fact. They said, "Whoa, I didn't know about this. I'm already a silver. I've already got my car payment made. I didn't even know. Thank you guys. You're making my car payments." The next level is a $10,000 monthly commission. As a $10,000 monthly earner, you're now considered a gold star. You will receive a gold pin, special recognition at the live events, recognition on the websites, and you get a $600 car bonus. That would get you a 2015 Mustang Shelby GT 350R, if that's what you want. But maybe you're a single parent and you need to have a van because you got a half a dozen kids you're taking to soccer. Whatever it is that you want to drive, whatever benefits you and your lifestyle, that's what you're going to receive in the form of cash to make that car payment. And it goes up, okay? The person who's making $15,000, they get a $900 car bonus. The person who's at the Diamond Star, that's $20,000 a month in commission. That's a $1,200 car bonus. That'll put you in a brand new Porsche 911. And it continues to grow. Okay, and I know that for some of you guys, you're just getting started. You're going, okay, I got to get this. I got to get it to be a 3-star right away. Well, you know what? Everything will take a little bit of time. But here's the thing that I want you to really understand and know and trust. We are going to be here. Traffic Authority is an organization, a company that has been battle tested. It has got leadership in here that are older dudes. You know, when you get way older than the internet, except for Adam. But, you know, my point is that we've got leadership here who really understands how to grow one of these businesses. We've got people who have been through the battle tested with stuff like servers and internet and all the things that have to happen. And we have the benefit of some unbelievably brilliant young men and women who are bringing some new stuff to the table. It's the perfect blend. So if you're sitting here thinking right now, going, really, how am I going to get to make $50,000 a month? Well, if you do the thing, if you show up every single day, if you continue on the journey, well, we can't guarantee that anything is going to happen, but I do guarantee that if you do the thing and you show up every single day with integrity, something will happen. And it continues to go up here, right? It goes up. Okay, a presidential is somebody who's making $35,000 a month. They're getting $2,100 a month in extra capital for a car. That's a 2016 Bentley Continental GT. We have a program here for somebody who's an ambassador. Here's an ambassador or somebody making $45,000 a month. And we have people here right now that are qualified to receive a $2,700 a month car bonus. That's extra money, and that'll pay for a 2016 Rolls-Royce Ghost. And then it gets really crazy. Okay, right now we have something called the Royal Ambassador, which is a $60,000. When you're making $60,000 a month, you get a $3,000 car bonus, plus you get a share in a bonus pool that we'll be talking about more. But there is big, big money there. Now we're talking about dream vacations, dream houses, mansions, private jets. The individual who's making $100,000 a month, and we do have people making $100,000 a month, they get a $3,000 car bonus, plus they get access to some remarkable stuff, remarkable money. If you make $100,000 in a year, okay, in a 12-month period, you make $100,000 here, you will be invited to our leadership cruise. We're going on a cruise. The only people on the boat will be people who have made $100,000 in the Traffic Authority. And of course the founders will be there, and the other leaders will be there, and Adam and Doug and Greg and Chad. But here's the cool thing about this cruise. You know, I know that you guys have heard it said, we've talked about this in the past, right? If you take your 5 best friends, the people that you spend the most time with, who do you hang around with? There's 5 of them, right? Name the 5 people. Put it on a piece of paper, and then imagine, if you will, how much money those people make for a living. How much money do they make in a year? Okay? Do it. Do it right now if you want to. Do it, because it's remarkable. It will blow your mind. You put down the 5 people that you hang around with the most, and then put, what do you think they really make for a living? How much money do they make? And then you add up those 5 numbers, and then divide it by 5, and that's how much money you make. Period. End of story. It's remarkable. My point of sharing that with you is when you get yourself on a boat, on a cruise, and it's filled with people who make $100,000 a year plus, you'll be amazed at what the conversations are about. You'll be amazed at where people go in their thought processes, the conversations, what people who make that kind of money consistently are aware of, and where they put their time and where they put their energy, and what do they read and what do they watch in their spare time, what do they listen to. It is remarkable. It is life-changing. And you will be invited to this leadership cruise once you have an opportunity to make $100,000 in a year, which is what? Not even $10,000 a month. Okay, I mean, if you go back, the gold star people, the 3-star people who are gold, who are making $10,000 a month and are getting a $600 car bonus, that's who's going to be on the cruise. That's who's going to be there, are the $10,000 a month earners. And now suddenly you're hanging around with not only the $10,000 a month earners, but you're rubbing elbows with the guys who are making $100,000 a month. And it rubs off on you. And then, of course, the 7-figure earner, for the person that makes $1 million in commissions, and we have people right now on that track, we're only in our 3rd month, they will receive a ring that, well, I'm going to post the pictures on Facebook, right? You guys will be able to take a look at this stuff. But it's just, it'll blow your mind. Okay? It looks like a Super Bowl ring, only elegant, not so gaudy, all diamonds. So for the benefit of some of you guys who were not really clear on what the CAR program is, thank you for giving me the time to go a little bit longer this morning into the explanation on what this CAR program is. It is exciting. Also, it was announced on the webinar that we had on Tuesday night that there is another. It's a holiday contest. It'll begin right after Thanksgiving, and people, much like we did with the Halloween contest, people will be able to earn points for simply doing the thing. It really is remarkable. It really is exciting, and it's there for each and every one of us right now. You just do the thing. That's all there is to it. So what I want to do right now is let me get some feedback here. Let me bring these guys out here. There's Doug. I think this is Greg. Is that you, Greg? Where are you calling in from? What's your number, Greg? There's Doug. I see you're off mute. Come on out here, Doug.
Hey man, I am like I'm like over here going, Joe, you are a beast on Saturday mornings, man. I mean, dude, you are on a roll.
Well, well, you know what? You actually last week I mentioned this morning in the Skype when we had our green room pre-radio broadcast meeting. Last week you threw down on me, right? Because I was like, maybe I need a little bit more structure, and blah blah blah. And you were like, dude, you don't need a script, right? You're a big shot. So I said, okay, well, today I'm going to walk on a high wire with no net. So that just was stream of consciousness, dude. How did I do?
I love it, man. It's perfect. And Joe, listen, Greg and I were over here talking, going back and forth, there's so many new people that are joining the business. This could be, and by the way, welcome. If you're brand spanking new, if Joe didn't already say it, I think he did, congratulations. If this is your very first Founders Hour with Joe and Greg and myself, hey, congratulations to you guys. You're at the right place at the right time. This thing is going vertical on us, and it's so exciting. We're seeing so many people all over the globe making money, having results. I had a conversation, Joe, the other day with Kiara. Mm-hmm. Kiara is so sweet. She's over here in America for just a few weeks here, a few months. She's an internet marketer. She just made a decision a long time ago that she would just give it all she got, and she's crushed it in internet marketing here over the last year or two. And anyway, she's vacationing over here in America. She loves America, by the way, and she's from Europe. But she won the laptop. She won a laptop in the second week of our Halloween contest. And we were just talking, and she said to me, she says, Joe brings the community and the culture out, and it is fabulous. I love the culture here of what's going on. And Joe, we've talked about this in just hours, and I can't tell you how many hours you and I have talked over the last, almost year now going on about culture, about community, about what we've known all along, what we've been through. In other businesses we've been around, we've been marketing together, and it is getting so fun to see this community and culture grow and blossom. And in 2016, as I was telling my good friend Carlos Rodriguez, hello Carlos, we were talking this morning, I was telling Carlos, I said, yeah, get ready for 2016 because we are going places. And when we start showing up at events and conferences and everybody gets to hang out, rub elbows, meet each other, man, that's when it's going to just be fun like there's no tomorrow. So I'm really living for that, man. I'm living for that. I can't wait to get back to that moment in time. It will be, and I promise you guys, if you've never been to an event, a network marketing, direct sales type of an event, like we're going to put on, first of all, because you got Mr. Joe Need on the call here, and he is the grand master, by the way, of putting on world-class events. Joe, you know what's about to happen to everybody here, man, because it's just going to be electrifying. So I know I'm hogging the phone here, man, or the call, and I apologize. Let's get Greg out here. Greg, hombre, what you doing, buddy? Howdy.
Man, thank you guys, and it's great to be on the call today. I actually missed last Saturday. I'm actually not going to be available this next Saturday. You guys know I've recently located here to Tallahassee, but yeah, I really appreciate Joe today. Kind of coming out on the open forum and just really going over that information because even though the STAR information's been available since pre-launch, quite literally, it was in that documentation. A lot of people don't know about it, and of course, the CAR program. Brand new. So, and just one of the things, if it comes back around for more time, I just want to take that one step further because you guys know, being the traffic guy over here, I like talking about the one thing Traffic Authority offers that no one else does, and it's basically the opportunity to, really get your traffic for free. And what Joe is talking about in the 3-star program actually goes to that very subject. And when you start actually building a team, which is how you go from 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and beyond, and it's how you grow the income levels, which is, really by selling our products. The only way you earn a commission here, you guys, you get zero for recruiting new members. The only way you ever get paid is by selling our products with our Traffic Optimizer program, the Traffic Academy, and our 6, traffic packages. And so, basically, as you come through the qualification stages, both qualifying to earn on the different products, and then, of course, to earn 50-50, then switching over to the 80-20, those two things happen, through really the results that you get. And, what we're going to talk about a lot going forward, it's just so relevant to this conversation, which is, understanding your sales volume, understanding the sales on your team, projecting those sales, and then, also making it possible for you to make larger and larger traffic purchases, which in essence is going to allow you to build your list. You want to know how people like Vince and everyone else on that leaderboard has gotten there? They all have a list of prospects, they have a list of buyers, and they have a VIP list of really good buyers. And, you want to know how you continue making money over time, it's by building that list. But we all know that building a list in the cold market is expensive. So you need strategies to do exactly that. And that's really one of the things I, going back to the beta test and up till right now, am really excited to talk about. And, Joe and Doug, that's really, where I see us taking the person, whether they're brand new or experienced, either one, we're going to help them move down that monetization, trail to where they make more and more money every month. So that's what I'm excited about. And Joe, thank you so much for going over that information today.
Hey, and then listen, Doug, since I got you out here, Greg, you are, you're the head of you're the traffic acquisition guy, right? And I mentioned earlier in this little bit of an exercise this morning that I have that you are one of the original guys when it comes to traffic. And for the benefit of the people, because I know that we have hundreds of people joining us now every single day because of the momentum we have. And so, Greg, maybe you can come back out here and just talk a little bit about that history. When I first met Greg Chambers, it was many, many years ago. It was in Mexico at a live event. Doug mentioned live events. We know what we're doing on live events. We know how to crush it. They're fun. They're exciting. We're going to be doing a live event very soon in the first quarter of next year. And I was at one of those events, and that's where I met you, Greg Chambers, and you were there as a provider of leads before the Internet was even in this realm, right? The Internet was used by government, I think, back then. It wasn't even, people didn't have computers. Our company we were $1 million operation, didn't have a website, didn't even have a website. And you were back there then, creating leads and bundling names and phone numbers of people who were looking for business opportunities. So you've got more experience, really, dude, than even Facebook and Google when it comes to traffic and views and all that kind of stuff. Could you maybe talk a little bit about that journey, and then where are we, dude? Like right now, what do you, as a guy who's one of the top guys in the world when it comes to traffic acquisition and links and email marketing, and what do you see? We're growing at I don't want to use the term alarming, at an exciting rate. Are you going to be able to deliver 1 million clicks a month, 1 million clicks a week? Is that in the realm? Is that where you guys are going? Give us a little bit of a history.
Yeah, let me start with the number one, because it's so funny. I remember that very first event you and I met at, and people are going to laugh because again, people have seen you on the webinars, they've heard you on radio. They're going to get a chance to meet you in person, and they're going to get a chance to see you on stage, and they're going to see, and I laugh only because you're the same one-on-one as you are on stage, on webinar, wherever you are, so it's exciting. But I've got to remember that that first time we met was down in Mexico at the Moon Palace, and it's so funny. I mean, actually, I was doing internet lead generation even then. That was like back, I think, in the late 90s or early 2000s, one of the two. I mean, it's a while back from now, over 15 years ago. I actually traveled down with printed out leads and actually was selling printed out leads that basically had been generated, by my publishers and, through our system at that time. And it's amazing how great it was. Because people, of course, already knew us. I wasn't new to that opportunity. People knew us and knew our company and knew we were trustworthy. But it's just amazing how, I've got to laugh, how you go from the printed out lead, which, that lead actually had 16 fields from name, phone number, age, all types of information, which made it a quality lead for its time. But, Joe, today it's changed so massively. Like you were talking about earlier on this call, talking about what Traffic Authority does. We actually are one of the few providers that are capable of sending live, real-time, unique traffic to your business opportunity website. It's just not something that you can go out and easily get. That's why this is such a great business. I mean, it's a totally legit product that people need in our industry. I mean, we've talked about before, there's 100 million affiliate marketers and network marketers worldwide. Many of those people are on replicated websites. How in the world are those people going to get visitors to their website? I'm here to tell you, they don't know how to use Google, and Google doesn't really like affiliate marketing all that well for those of you guys who have been trying to do it, and it's not easy. So what happens? If you got an affiliate website out there, they need our traffic. So again, having that capability today to send that quality traffic, then I'm not even going to get into our quality control systems and all the things we do to confirm quality. But the things that we do, really help those people to actually make sales on, any given site. So, I mean, and of course, the most exciting part of all is earning the huge commissions for, actually finding those people who need the traffic and getting it to them. So, Joe, I'm going to just say this. I mean, one of the things, again, and forgive me, folks, you're always going to hear the honest, brutal truth from me. And, Traffic Authority is a startup. Even though we were in beta, everyone knows who's been here since August. Let's face it. I mean, this thing, is extremely complex. The things we're bringing together are not simple, and it's a very large-scale program. So, I mean, we had many moving parts that we had to get exactly right before we started running traffic. And then, of course, we started running traffic, relatively slowly because we didn't want, people to have any wasted traffic. We didn't want to have any problems in those areas. But I'll tell you this, just this week, we're sending a record amount of traffic, and it worked out really well, Joe, because with that record amount of traffic being sent out, we're also seeing the highest conversions. And one of the reasons for that is that Vince's, site has worked so well. Vince's, marketing path has worked so well. Anyone out there who is not on premium, that will be the best $50 a month you ever spend. And I'm here to tell you there will be other things following very, very soon that will also be in the premium that will make that a really, really great value. But, as far as what the numbers will be, I mean, I was actually talking to John Reyes, who is, basically my counterpart in our JV team there with Adam, Ben, Matt, and, John Reyes. And we were talking about how we actually believe the capacity you hear per day is 50,000 clicks a day. So, I mean, we believe, when I say capacity, I mean like this next week. And, the overall what's possible, that million per week is very, very possible. And, all I'm saying to our Traffic Authority reps is, you're going to see, you guys who have had orders in place, you're going to see them running very briskly here over the next few weeks. And, we're going to be seeing, you think that we have, some, some momentum happening now? Wait until you guys see the next 30 days. Because, the traffic's going to be running very briskly. We're converting really well. And, you're going to see some different things coming online here. I hate to get ahead of things, but there's going to be some phone calls going to people that are just joining. There's going to be some phone calls with business planning talking about, the benefits of buying traffic. So we're going to see these numbers and the back-end numbers even increasing more. So more traffic, more sales, more back-end sales. And when you put it with there's going to be, Joe, more training on the strategy of how you make that all free for yourself by simply understanding, building a team if you don't have one now. Once you have a team, understanding exactly what they need to be doing so your traffic becomes free because it's going to be covered through commissions, which allows you, the next time a new sales path is released, why is building a list important? For you guys that built your sales path in, the pre-launch and maybe you went off to either Joe's path there with Facebook and Google, or you sent it through the David Scott, Rich versus Poor, basically taking those lists, that same lead generation, those same leads, and then sending it through the Vince path, guess what? Monetizing that same exact lead with additional sales, that's how the guys do it. There's another one just coming out here very, very soon. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be, I almost going to tell the name, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to have to wait for that. It's got a very, very exciting thing about to come out. And again, Joe, what we really have to do is get people positioned. They've got to be buying traffic. They've got to be they've got to be talking to their teams. You guys all have a responsibility to build a team, first of all, if you don't have one, and for those that you have a team, working with them to commit what they're going to do, because you've got to understand what they're doing so you know the leverage you have to use that yourself that month, and also make your own commitment and let your sponsor know what you're doing. That's how this is going to work. It's going to be driven off of sales volume. Sales volume is going to bring you additional lists, additional commissions going forward, and the ability to monetize going forward, which is really your huge asset you've got to have. I mean, so, Joe, with that, back to you, my friend.
You know what, Greg? I get all fired up when I listen to you. I honestly do, man. Your passion that you are bringing to the table on this topic is remarkable. It really is. And one of the things I'm compelled to throw in here right now is, this idea of, buying your traffic and what is it really worth to you. I want you to consider, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a serious business. Okay, you're in a real business. If you were to get yourself a brick and mortar business, if you were to get one of these franchise opportunities that are out there, you're talking big dollars. Okay, you're talking like you got to get the real estate, you got to pay fees. You're talking tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars is what we're talking about. I want you to consider the traffic authority, where we are, where we're going. You listen to the passion that is being brought to the table here by these gentlemen who are the founders. I want you to lock in. Give yourself a year, okay? This is networking for grown-ups. I want you guys to recommit to your business, commit to $200 a month, and then lock in for a year. Make that part of your budget. And then begin buying traffic. Begin bringing traffic to the table. Because that traffic is really the stored energy, right? Because you're going to learn, like maybe you run 1,000, you buy a gold package, you get 1,000 clicks, you end up with 300 leads and only a couple buys. And immediately you're starting freaking out. You're going, oh my goodness. You're freaking out because you didn't get the buys. Well, the thing is that you will get the buys as long as you continue to build and cultivate the list, build and cultivate the list, build and cultivate the list. And then it gets really, really good. I want you to think about this. Okay, 10 months at $200 a month is $2,000 for you to operate for 10 months your business. And did you know that when you're qualified at Diamond, one Diamond sale pays you, you'll be making 80% of $4,000. That's $3,200. Now, what is it really costing you to lock into your business? And give it the time, and continue to show up and continue to build. I know so many people in the internet age, we get this shiny new object, and we're hopping around like frogs, right? We're hopping around like, crickets. We got to go here. No, I got to go here. Forget about it. Simmer down. You're in the right place. Number one company, the best leadership. Did you hear the vision that we were? Doug, come on out here. Doug was just Skyping me during Greg's comments, and he's like, "Did you hear what Doug just?" He's like, did Greg just say 1 million clicks? He's like, dude, we've got to run that ad again. We need to get more forward thinking, right? More customer service people. We need to get more people in here because of what's about to happen. Doug, how are you feeling about this idea of 1 million clicks in a week?
Oh my gosh, man. I'm like falling out of my chair right now. Okay. But I got to tell you, first of all, Greg, buddy, you are crushing it back there. I know how hard it is and what you've got to do every single day to monitor everything to be able to deliver the kind of volume we're delivering. You heard Greg, 50,000 clicks. Like, I thought you said this next week, and I don't want to step over anybody here, but that's what my ears and brain were telling me.
Dude, he said 50,000 a day. He was saying 50,000.
That's what I mean, 50,000 a day, right? Like this next week here, I mean, it's freaking mind-boggling. Nobody's doing what we're doing here. And understand, we've got the largest stable of publishers on the planet tucked underneath here. And why is that? it's really because of Greg. He's been working over 20 years in this space and can do it blindfolded, okay? Just understand that. But I want to go back for just a second and just touch base on what you were talking about with regard to support. And I'm really wanting to believe that everybody's getting a better flavor and feel for what our support is developing into. And I got to tell you, the people that we've brought on, they're fabulous. These people are fabulous. They're knocking tickets out left and right. We realized when we first started, we weren't really prepared for the onslaught of what it was going to take. But, you got to – I go back to this old saying, Joe, and Greg will tell you, I say this all the time. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going, okay? Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing with the traffic, right? We had to wind everything down to ramp up all over again, and we had a little push-me-pull-me effect. And so in support and with tickets, well, there was a point in time where we were like literally staring at almost 2,000 tickets, right? And many of those were duplicates, so we've had to train everybody on what to do. But today, I'm really proud to say, well, anyway, as of last night, right, we were like at 104 tickets open compared to what it was just 4 weeks ago when it was about 1,500 open, okay? So we're winding it down. We're getting into really solid real-time responding. Jody and Carmen and James and Betsy and Connie and Abby and Karen, she's in there too a bit. And these guys and gals, they're really stepping it up for everybody, and I'm proud of everybody. I really am. And I'm also proud of you guys out in the field that you're not overloading support with every tiny little crack in the road, okay? You're figuring out a few things, and we are in development to make you guys have a world-class FAQ system of, customer support. I mean, it'll be the Disney World customer service experience here. We promise you that. That's where we're aiming towards. That's where we're going to be. I don't know if it's going to be next week or next month, but we're going there. We know it. We want it, and we want it for ourselves also. So, Joe, I'm excited, man. When I heard 1 million clicks just a few minutes ago, a week, I'm just like blown away, okay? And there will be people literally jumping into cars on a weekly basis when we start hitting those kinds of numbers for sure. But I'm already dreaming about my dream car, man. It's going to get exciting.
Well, listen, I got to tell you that listening to you guys this morning and listening to Greg has got me really, really fired up. And there's a couple other things that Greg leaked. Okay, I think it was inadvertent because but there's some things that are coming in the background that are remarkable. Like, I want you guys to imagine that you're buying traffic and you've got people who are coming into your world, into your business as traffic buyers. Imagine that there's someone working behind the scenes on your behalf, promoting, inspiring, encouraging people who are in your organization to buy more traffic, and you don't even know it. That's the kind of stuff that's going on. And the other thing I want to say in closing here, we're getting close to the top of the hour, is in the mornings, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is a remarkable exercise. What was the name of the woman that you mentioned who said she's relatively new here? She's living in the U.S. for a short time. You had a conversation with her, and she talked about this. Kiara?
Right, Kiara. Yeah, Kiara.
And listen, she's a social media person. I was in touch with her yesterday about
she's
some
awesome.
of the tools. Dude, I was in touch with her about some of the tools that she has, along with Rebecca. Had a long conversation, right, because these powerful women, right? And they have got such skill sets, and they are world famous, and they're here. The thing I love the most about what we're doing here is we are attracting people who are brand names in the world, and they see what we're doing. Like Kiara said to you, it's like, whoa, what you guys are doing is so different. I've never seen it before. These individuals have skill sets that they are willing to share with everyone inside of the academy and inside the premium memberships. Here's my point, is Katie, bar the door. It is about to get very, very serious here. Every morning it seems, every morning, Monday through Friday, people come out and we hear some commentary from time to time about people holding back. They're going to wait until something else is complete, and they're waiting until their website is done, and they're going to wait until we get that capture page finished, and I'm going to wait, and they're wait, right? Everyone's waiting. Well, take a look at Vincent Ortega. He saw this, And he didn't wait. He just said, okay, I'm all the way in. And the guys made $250,000 in the last 2 months. Take a look at some of these individuals who just take action. And I'm speaking on behalf of the Traffic Authority. I said this all the time. And Doug, you were there. Greg, you were there. The date was August 5th. Adam was there. Eric was there. We had Devon was there. Okay, Anchor was calling in from Australia. The table was set. It was August 5th. We were officially pre-launching the Traffic Authority. And we went live on the webinar, and we stumbled around like drunk sailors on leave. Stumbling around. The stuff wasn't coming live. And the development team in wherever they were in, Argentina had a connectivity problem, and this wasn't, and we just went. We just let's just do it, man. Let's just go. And look at what has happened now, right? I don't know how many millions of dollars we've generated in revenue and commissions have been paid out, and we just introduced the CAR program, and we're just figuring it out. It's just getting started. And you sit in these, the other night we talked about dream boards and vision boards. I had this conversation with Rebecca, and I sit here with the leadership. I get on these meetings with Doug and Greg and Adam, and the vision, the leadership, it's like the dream board for our little company is so big. I want you guys to consider, where are you going to be in a year, and where do you think we are going to be in a year? And I'm sorry if I'm drawing a line in the sand here, but my point is that the founders of the Traffic Authority, there's a group here that are fully committed. I'm one of them. The only way I'm going out is in a pine box, right? I'm in. I'm all in. This is like the coolest thing I've ever done. So the Traffic Authority is going to be here in a year. We are going to be here in 2 years. We are going to be here in 3 years. We're not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, Doug, Greg, and Chad, they've already been together for 6 years. They're already married. You should hear how those guys fight. It's kind of like the honeymooners. Sometimes you hear these guys go around and around. But they're relentless, and they're tenacious. And the reason I want to point this out to you, I just mentioned, I said, okay, so lock in. It's a $200 a month commitment if you're all in. Get that premium membership, and then make it part of your budget, right? You sit there and go, okay, here's the mortgage, the car note. Well, don't have to worry about the car payment because Traffic Authority is paying that. But I got my cell phone bill, I got tuition for my kid, and here's my business. It's $200 a month to run my business. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Because we're talking about 50,000 clicks a day, 1 million a week. Do you have any? We're talking about, okay, I'll put it out there. We're talking about closers, people in a phone room that are making phone calls unbeknownst to you, unbeknownst to the membership. There's going to be people actually, and this is going to take a while. I know people say, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to wait until that phone room thing is in place. Forget about it, okay? Because the Traffic Authority will never be done. It's always going to be evolving. Lock in. Where we're going to be in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, we will continue to dominate in the space. We will continue to expand. And the reason is, I saw Anthony Robbins the other day on TV, and he talked about how do you become a billionaire. He said the way you become a billionaire now in this day and age is different than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 2 years ago. It's so different because of social media and because of transparency. And if you really want to become billion-dollar company earner, the way that you do it is you identify a group of people, a demographic, and you give everything that you have to that demographic. You just empower them, inspire them, give them tools, be transparent, and always be there. And that's what we're doing. That's what we are. If you want to make a change, if you want to have the life of your dreams, if you want to live in the big house, if you want the fancy cars, it is here. It is waiting for you. And I know that there are people amongst us, Doug and Greg, who are going, really? It's only $47. It's only $200. How am I going to make money if there's a program and I've got people in my... You wait and see. Wait and see what happens. The power of the internet, 18 million people online in North America, 100 million online around the world, #1 ranked company right now, according to this MLM rankings. We didn't make it up. It was brought to our attention. I think it was Rebecca, somebody at Jason, some guy, Justin, one day said, hey, did you see this? We're like, did we see what? What are you talking about? What? It's like, you can't buy that kind of promo, man. And so we're going to continue to dominate. I'm getting off on a rant here, Greg. I know you like to say to me on Skype, get off your high horse, dude. So I'm gonna climb down off the horse. Greg, you want to come out here and put a bow on our party?
Yeah, all I'm going to say, Joe, is you're right on. I mean, again, there is no question, we've already come through very exciting times. The next few months are going to make that look like a hayride. I mean, we are going to really be going vertical. We're going to finish this year strong. We're going to go to 2016 very strong. We're going to have events. We're going to be meeting. We're going to be through all of the startup BS. And, again, like we're already being recognized in our industry. What's going to happen next year is, really becoming a household name. And, again, we want to take time to thank everyone, who has, been with us. Again, we said back in the day when, we hit a few technical issues that, that it would be so worth it. And you can see with the commissions being paid out and things that are happening, it clearly is. And the best days are ahead of us. And, we're thankful to have you guys here. And we look forward to really creating millionaires and creating a great deal of people that are self-sufficient through their traffic authority businesses. And those are the people that we're really reaching out to and wanting to work with. So with that, Joe, or maybe pass it over to Doug to really put a bow on it so we can hear his cruise line, which I'd love to hear over the last 10 years. Doug, over to you.
Yeah, Doug, take it away, man. You've been the best guy.
Oh, my gosh, man. That is so great. Yes. Hey, it's Saturday. Look, middle of the day. We've got hundreds of people out here with us. I don't know how many people are going to listen to this for the rest of the weekend here. I do want to do one super quick shout-out to Mr. Devon Brown. He crushed it on Thursday night. Joe, that was amazing. Devon's webinar was off the charts, unhooked. Loved it. Numbers are coming in like crazy as a result of it, and it's only going to get more exciting. This Thursday, I believe, I hate to be premature, but I'm pretty sure we've got a brand new host this Thursday evening for the Business Overview webinar. Mr. Eric Bechtold will be with us Thursday night. So, hey, with that said, you guys go out and have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning. And as always, on the beaches, slopes, and cruise ships of the world, take care, everybody.
Woohoo!